Hey, look at you guys. Interpersonal communication. Awesome, awesome. And, yes, I'm wearing a hat. My hair's back in a ponytail. Okay. It can only mean one of two things. Number one, uh, 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 it's the middle of summer, and it's the boundary waters because this is what I do. Number two, it could mean I didn't shower. Okay. I know one of those is true. Looking out the window here, snow on the ground. Snow. It ain't summer yet, but hold on. We're gonna get there. All right. But first, chapter 6. We're in the middle of chapter 6, which is a turning point for us. We've been talking communication all semester long. And now we're finally getting into communication inside those relationships that we should care about the most. The best friends, the life partners, the soulmates. Okay, so we're inside those relationships now, studying communication. And you got to think about it that way for the rest of the semester. Right now, chapter 6 is about listening. We've already talked about a number of different things. Today, we're going to talk about the barriers to good listening. In other words, the stuff that gets in the way. All right. There are 6 barriers, and I'm going to box that word in. 6 barriers to good listening. Now, you know the stuff I box in, or the stuff I go like this. I go, well, that could be important. You're going to find it on the test. The test could be as early as Tuesday of next week. So hold on for that ride. We got a lot to do between now and then. Today's a big day. The barriers to good listening. And honestly, quite frankly, let's go back to day 1 when I said lots of teachers can't say, here's why you should take this class and here's what you'll learn that's most important for, I know, the rest of your life. But we did. Remember? We did. We study communication so that we can be better friends, family, neighbors, co-inhabitants. We study communication so that we can be better life partners with people. All right? So now pay attention, because the reality is some of these things will be important for the rest of your lives. So here we go. The barriers to good listening. We've talked about some of these. So I'm gonna just bring you back to Tony and Tina going to the prom. All right, so Tony and Tina going to the prom. One of the things that got in the way, it cut right through that communication model, right straight through the channel of transmission, through the message itself. It stopped the message from getting to the receiver. It was external noise. Tony, at one point, because he made a lot of mistakes, axing Tina to the prom, remember? Okay, so one of his mistakes was to take her to a very noisy environment, and you played this out in several of your skits on the communication process. All right, he took her to a very noisy environment. Okay, external noise, the physical noise inside the environment, can kill the listening process. Again, why do you turn to your friends during the middle of a concert and start screaming, I think we need to talk? Okay? Well, you can talk all you want, but she can't listen. All right. External noise, a barrier to good listening. Oh, there's nothing like a good cup of coffee. And honestly, this is nothing like a good cup of coffee. All right, here we go. Barrier number 1, external noise. Barrier number 2, internal noise. And this is a biggie. This is ginormous. Internal noise. The noises inside your head, daydreaming, drifting away. Remember that kid? When I tapped on his desk, he was sort of zoned out. He was zoned out. I tapped on his desk and I said, "Where have you been?" He goes, "I was in the Bahamas, in my head." Okay, internal noise, drifting away, going to the Bahamas. Why people are talking to you. Okay, you think that's a barrier to good listening? Yeah. And we suffer. We suffer once again. And I just hate bringing this stuff up. Okay? But if someone that you care about is talking to you and you're like, yeah, sure, sure, all right. Listen very closely. You're inside your own head. You've got real important things going on. And someone that you care about is talking to you. Internal noise is a barrier to good listening. And when we get into the negative listening habits, which we will get into very soon, when we get into the negative listening habits, we're coming back to internal noise. We really are. As a matter of fact, I'll come back to it 4 times because it's our nemesis. It's our nemesis. Okay? We go off at the drop of a hat. We go to the Bahamas. We get distracted. We withdraw from the conversation. We go inside our own head. All right, so external noise and internal noise, 2 barriers to good listening. All right, the third barrier is one we've already talked about also. The third barrier to good listening is a closed mind. All right, so hold on a second. I got a prop here. Okay, I got a prop. Closed mind. Okay. Oh man, this is a slinky in a box. Okay, it's also my representation of a guy with a closed mind. She can't open her mind and expand it. It's in a box. It's hard. It's stuck in there. It's condensed and nothing gets in and nothing gets out. It's ow. Okay. Sometimes I'm just playing around like that and I pretend that really actually hurt. Okay. All right. Here's a woman with a closed mind. All right? Nothing gets in and nothing gets out. Remember those 2 holes? When I projected my version of an open mind, it had a big head with 2 holes. 1, so new stuff gets in. 2, so the old crap falls out. And then there's a lot of jiggling around. All right, well, a closed mind will stop the listening process. When we talk about those negative listening habits, we're coming right back to this also. Okay? Because man, I tell you what, the mind should be open. Your brain should be played with. Here's how I want you to think. I want you to think like this. Look at all the space in here. Look at all the space in here. New stuff gets in, and the old crap falls out. Your brain is meant to be played with. Your mind is meant to be expanded. Okay? But oh man, I know 17-year-olds already, only 17, and this is it. This is it. Ow, again. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out. Okay? You know people like this. You know people like this. Okay? They're the my way or the highway people. They're the I'm right, you're wrong people. They're the oh, no, you can't show me that, you can't tell me that. I won't listen. I won't listen to anything that goes against what I know. Okay? What I believe. Nothing gonna get in. Why? Because their brain, their mind is closed. Okay? Don't do that to yourself. Just don't. All right? I'll be right back. Oh, okay. All right. Hold on a second. I'm going to hang this up here. Whee! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can drop her down just a little. Oh, there. That's a good one. That's a good one. Open-minded thinking. And you'll be better listeners. Okay? All right. It goes right along with the next one that you saw on the slide. I hope, because that slide kind of went by quickly. Okay? I hope you can rewind. I hope you wrote those things down, the barriers to good listening, because this next one, Dogma, okay, goes right along with the closed mind. Remember that dogma that we talked about in chapter 3, that we fought against in chapter 3. The dogma is a deep truth that you were given, usually lovingly, by someone else, or it was jammed down your throat, and you believe it as truth, but you didn't formulate it as your own truth. You didn't. You didn't come up with this. And we fought against that dogma using the star model. Remember? Ooh, that's fun. Look at that. That's kind of fun. The star model, where we figured out there might be some things we didn't even know that we didn't even know. Then we went on a great explore, and we listened, and we read, and we touched, and we smelled. We listened. Okay? Then we created our own truth. We judged our truth according to our inner heart of hearts, against who we really think we are at our core. And then we acted accordingly. Okay, the star model. But that dogma gets in the way of good listening. It really does. And if I have a dogmatic truth, I also have a very closed mind to new ideas. And sometimes, quite frankly, I'll say it again, the reason we hold on to our dogma is that it's easy. It's easy. It's like, Mom, what should I think? What should I believe? You know, it's easy, right? And really, quite frankly, that's my mom's truth. That's my grandfather's truth until I fight against it. But sometimes that dogma closes our ears. Huh? It closes our ears. Okay? And really, quite frankly, a great explorer using those ears is worthy. All right? So here we go. I'm going to run them so far. External noise, internal noise, closed-minded thinking, dogma. All right? That truth that's been handed to us or shoved down our throat that closes our ears. All right. The biases that we've already talked about again in chapter 3 sometimes slow down the listening process. They stop it sometimes. The biases, when we have extreme bias towards something. For instance, we've already talked about confirmation bias, where we hear something and somebody questions us. We go in search of facts that back us up. We ignore everything else. In other words, we don't listen to people when they don't share our opinions. Confirmation bias. We'll listen to everybody as long as they think the same way as I think. Wow. Confirmation bias extends to listening. So it extrapolates right to what we're talking about right now. If I'm listening to 100 people and 20 of them believe what I believe, I'm not even going to listen to the 80 other people. Confirmation bias. All right? Don't even get me started on belief perseverance. Belief perseverance. Even if I do listen to the 80 or 99 out of 100, I still go, nah, you're wrong. Oh, man, the human brain. All right. I'll be back. Yummy. Boy, I tell you what, the last barrier to good listening, ego. Let's let's have a heart-to-heart right now. Society is training you to be number one or be number none. We're either the winner or everybody else that's a loser. Society is training us to climb up that ladder, climb over the top of the bodies of our fallen comrades and friends to get to the top. Okay? Man, I tell you what, and sometimes on the way up, the ego rears its ugly head. We start to think, I'm getting pretty high up on this ladder, and look at all those losers. That's the way we start to think. Okay? Because society trains us to do that. There's going to be a valedictorian and all of the rest of the people in the school. Okay? All right. Listen, our ego is a barrier to good listening sometimes. Okay? If you think for a second that you're better than someone, smarter than someone, that you're stronger and wealthier and better off, right? If you think for a second that you're better than somebody else, then why should you listen to them? It happens. It gets in the way. Remember that guy I told you about, that friend of mine that lives under the bridge going into St. Paul up by my house, right? The guy that lives under the high bridge, Steve. Remember I told you about him, right? The only way that I could really understand his plight as a homeless person was to listen to this guy. Oh my God, does he have the stories. He just totally changed my thinking about what it means to be homeless. We've had that discussion too. But, can you imagine? Can you imagine coming across that bridge and seeing Steve and going like this? Well, I say, you're homeless. I'm so much better than you. I'm so much happier and wealthier. And, oh my gosh, you're a low life and I'm the high life of Mendota Heights. Here, listen. Good. I would have learned nothing from him with that attitude. My ego would have put wax in my ears and sealed them shut. Okay? Why should I listen to this Okay, listen. Because he taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about life. Love the homeless. All right? So come on, campers. Come on, don't let society have that impact on you. All right? And it's lonely at the top, too. All righty. Let's go through them again. External noise. Internal noise. Closed-minded thinking. Dogma. The biases that we hold in our own, I'll just say, selfish ego. They shut our ears. They make us cross our arms. And we stop listening. All right. Have a great and glorious day. Remember, we're all clowns. We're all clowns in this new circus. Okay? You choose. Paint on the smile or paint on the frown. But you get to choose. All right, clowns. Love you all.